Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics. And let's talk about the big old Republican elephant in the room, and that is President Donald Trump being found guilty of 34 charges. And if this matters and what it means for American politics. Let's jump into it. All right. So first of all, is this bad for President Donald Trump? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. Should we be concerned about it? Absolutely not. And why? Why should we? Why? Hey, man. Here's another one. They're like, President Trump's a felon. First of all, I don't think that's true yet, right? So one of the things is people who are excited about this, who are the liberal, who are American liberal citizens, the American liberal mainstream media, and the Democrat Party. They're all very excited about this, right? But the problem is the timing. Timing is everything. With every single thing that matters about this story has to do with timing. Okay, so why do I not think President Donald Trump is a felon yet? It's possible he will be a felon when he's sentenced, but even then, I'm not sure it'll even happen then because. So here's the issue. One, he was found guilty of all charges, right? But he hasn't been sentenced. And I think that's taken like a month, right? So the reality is people are calling him a felon now, but he's not, right? But here's the issue. None of this has to do with truth. None of it, all right? So should you care about this this court finding? Absolutely not. In my humble opinion. Here's why. It's all about timing, right? So was this a real court case, right? Absolutely not. And you can tell that in my humble opinion, and the reason why is you can tell from the timing, right? So this was about a hush money violation that supposedly happened in 2016. You're like, oh, that sounds really serious, Scott. I would agree with you. That does sound really serious. Unless it took exactly 8 years to get to the charge and the sentencing, right? 8 years? Wait, 2016 and now it's 2024. So you're telling me that it took the Democrats and the liberal media and the liberal citizens exactly 8 years to get to this verdict? And it just happened to land exactly in the middle of his second run for president, in which the latest polls have said he will absolutely virtually murder, like Biden is going to murder every possibility that Biden has of being president, like virtually murder it's going to be bad. The last polls were abominable, right? And it really did look like, President Trump is just going to virtually kill any possibility Biden has of winning, right? They're like, even the Democrats are openly talking that they are very, very scared about the results of this next election, right? So that's a big freaking deal, man. Like, that is a big freaking deal, right? So, and that's the issue is, right? Okay, maybe, you want me to believe that this was a genuine attempt to bring a court case against an American president. Perhaps I could believe that if you had done it in 3 years. I could even forgive 5 years, but exactly 8 years aligning with the literal campaign of the president who you're trying to clearly humiliate and castigate. So this is really it has nothing to do with the law. It has everything to do with humiliation and castigation. And the reality is it's fake, right? You can't say for a minute that it took exactly 8 years to bring a case to court, right? It was clearly timed, and in my opinion, there is a guilty verdict. Liberal citizens guilty of trying to humiliate and castigate a man who is clearly innocent of every single charge brought against him, because it was never brought against him with anything that had to do with crime or law. It was always an attempt to humiliate and castigate. And the timing is an indictment. It is a conviction of guilty against every liberal citizen, every liberal, every liberal mass media, the liberal media, and then also the Democrat Party. Like, this is clearly outrageously timed, and it is abominable. And now, should we care about this? Yes, we should absolutely care about this from the perspective of the American liberal citizens, American liberal media, American liberal Democrat Party have shown that there's no bottom to politics. There's nothing that they will not do to humiliate and castigate private citizens, right? And this is, this is a public citizen. A public citizen, if that public citizen stands in their way in the things they want. So the reality is, this is completely fake. I don't think anyone involved in this trial on the conviction side was doing the right thing or doing anything fair or doing anything connected to the law. If any of this was real, it would have been settled in year 3. It would have been settled in year 5. And actually, anything after year 5 is ludicrous. And I'm not just saying that. We literally have a right to a speedy trial. So and what they're saying is, you don't have a right to a speedy trial. You have a right to a trial which is carefully timed to humiliate and castigate you, and if you get sent to prison, or if you get if any kind of charges are brought against you, that's just done because it has to be done. The real purpose of using the courts of law, according to liberal citizens, liberal media, and liberal politicians, is simply to humiliate and castigate a public figure. And that is abominable. And the only real guilty verdict here is on the Democrat Party, in my humble opinion, and on the liberal citizens and the liberal media who serve them. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.